And staying in Latin America, Mexico has elected Claudia Sheinbaum as its first ever female president in 200 years. Her landslide victory is likely to be the largest win that any presidential candidate has had in the country's recent history. And while the euphoria is certainly high, it comes amid the backdrop of an out-of-control cartel violence and high homicide rates. She's also facing delicate relations with the nation's neighbor to the north, the United States. Our next report gets you more details on Mexico's presidential election results.
Claudia Sheinbaum has been elected as Mexico's first ever female president. She will be the first woman to rule the Latin American country in 200 years. The 61-year-old belongs to the ruling Morena Party and will succeed President Manuel Lopez Obrador.
I want to thank you as well because for the first time in the 200 years of the Republic, I will become the first woman president of Mexico. I didn't get here on my own, we all women got here together, our female heroes who created the nation, our female ancestors, our mothers, our daughters, and our granddaughters. I congratulate all the Mexicans that by participating in the election demonstrated that Mexico is a democratic country with peaceful elections.
Counting showed Sheinbaum garnered well above 50% of the votes to beat rival Xochitl Gálvez in the presidential race. Gálvez, the other woman presidential candidate, led the coalition of largely conservative parties, but conceded defeat, saying she hoped Sheinbaum would resolve the serious problems faced by Mexico. Sheinbaum's landslide victory could be the largest win that any candidate has had in Mexico's recent history.
Felicito.
I congratulate Claudia Sheinbaum, who came out as the victor with a wide margin. President Sheinbaum possibly got the most votes in our country's history.
So, who is Claudia Sheinbaum and how did she become so popular? Sheinbaum is the second daughter in a Jewish family of scientists, and she herself is a climate scientist and academic who began her political journey back in 2000. Sheinbaum has snagged multiple firsts throughout her life, like the first woman to obtain a doctorate at the prestigious UNAM Faculty of Engineering, the first woman to be elected to the Tlalpan mayor's office, and the first woman to become the head of government of Mexico City. Now, this election, women voters cheered the prospect of a female president in the hope that a feminist candidate would resolve the issue of femicides. The Latin American nation sees around 10 women or girls murdered every single day. The first challenge that awaits Sheinbaum is the growing drug cartel violence, which also plagued this year's election. Hours before polls opened, the death toll of political candidates being killed crossed 35, and reports called this presidential poll the bloodiest in Mexico's history. Sheinbaum's other hurdles include Mexico's emissions of greenhouse gases and high homicide rates. She will also have to manage delicate relations with the neighbouring United States over the issues of migration, narco-trafficking, human trafficking and arms flow. For Mexico's first woman president, Claudia Sheinbaum, governing the country would be more difficult than winning the election, as Obrador leaves behind a complex governing legacy and scores of problems yet to be resolved.
From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
We're beating Biden.
How dare he say that?
If it's breaking news, we're live with the latest coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill, we know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on Firstpost America.
Confused by the barrage of numbers, deafened by the chorus of experts, disoriented by the flying graphics? Don't worry, we've got you covered. On Firstpost, we're keeping things simple. The most important seats, the high-profile candidates, and the most lucid analysis. As India counts its votes, tune in to Firstpost. Catch our live coverage on June 4th on all our platforms. Also, the special edition of Vantage.